Welcome to Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and today in studio I have the 2025 Wilmington High School baseball team. Our first set of seniors we have in the studio with us. We've got Joey Gronemeyer, we've got Brennan Walsh, and we've got Kyle Gabaree. And Joey, we're going to start with you. Just give us a little update. Who you are, how long you've played, what positions you play.
All right. I'm Joe Gronemeyer. I've played baseball at the high school for 4 years, varsity on 2, and I play first base on number 17.
Perfect. Brennan?
Brennan Walsh. I've played baseball at the high school for 4 years, varsity for 3 years. I play second base and designated hitter.
All right. Kyle?
I'm Kyle Gabaree. I've been playing baseball for 4 years also, varsity for 2 years, got called up my sophomore year, and I play third base and pitcher.
All right, we're going to start with you, Kyle, the tough questions because you have to lead off. You guys are all seniors. You've been around the program for 4 years. And you've been around the new coach, Coach McManus, for 3 years. What do you consider your role, all three of you? What's your role as a senior on the team, and what do you do to execute that role?
Probably just trying to stay positive, introduce new kids to the program, help them understand what's going on, just be a team player and make sure everyone's comfortable and everyone feels like a team.
Okay, Brennan?
I think my role is to keep the team up, to keep the team focused, let the team know that there's time for laughs and there's time for focus. And I want to be a contributor. I want to be a leader. I want to show everyone how we do baseball at Wilmington High School.
Perfect. Joey?
I like to lead by example and bring the younger kids on, make them feel welcome. Just do whatever I can to help the team win, whether it's pitch count or whatever.
Perfect, Joey. So stay with you, Joe. We'll talk about team dinners and bus rides because I think that's a really important part of getting everybody ready together. I'm going to give you the dinners. How many dinners have we had so far? Because it's early in the season. What was your favorite dinner, and how's the behavior and attitude of the team during those dinners?
We've had 2 so far, and my favorite so far has been Kyle's, and attitude's been up. I don't know. That's all I got.
All right, Brennan, team dinners.
Favorite one so far was Lovell's. Thought the food was good, thought everyone was excited, get the season started. I had a lot of fun playing Quiplash, a lot of laughs. I think it brought the team together before the game.
Excellent. Okay, Kyle, we're going to do team dinner. You did have a team dinner, so we're going to skip the team dinner. You're going to go to the bus, and we do have somebody sitting in the studio who has to ride the bus with you guys. So what do you think, what kind of music are we playing? Who controls the music? And what are your thought processes of music before and after the games?
So the person that controls it, I think, is Noah Tarrington. I think he controls most of the music. And I have different emotions about the music because, the games that I'm pitching before the game, I usually listen to my own music and just, try and zone on everything else to try and, lock in for the game. But then the games I'm not, it's I have less things to worry about before the game. So at the same time, I'm still trying to lock in, but, music with the team and, talking's fine. But like I said, it's good. And then definitely after the games is, if you win the game, it's definitely exciting to celebrate on the bus, listen to music, singing and all that. Brings the team together. But
okay, so Brennan, what kind of music is he playing on the bus?
Early in the year, we were playing a lot of rock music. More recently, it's been some more rap music. I think it brings the team together. I like after the game, we play a lot of fun pop music after a win.
That's good.
A lot more fun.
Excellent. So, Joe, you're going to go to a little bit different. We've started the season. You guys are 1-3 as we record today. What are your first impressions of the first 4 games? I know we have a lot of rain. Give me your just real quick impressions on the season, on the Middlesex League, and how things are going.
I think we can do better than how we've been playing start the season, but so far it's been solid defense and pitching, but just got to get the bats going.
Okay, Brennan?
Yeah, we haven't been perfect so far. We got to be a lot better at the plate. We're doing good at bats. We're not getting good results. I think we got to put it together, string some more hits together, and we're going to win some games.
Okay, what was I know the team goal is always to make the tournament. I mean, what's your individual goal for you, Brennan?
Started the year I wanted to hit 300, but I'm more focused every at bat, trying to put the ball in play. And if I do it well enough, it should work out for me.
Okay, Kyle, to you, what's the overall feel? You've pitched in 3 games?
Yeah.
Now, what's the overall feel for you for the season, how it's going, where we can improve, what's really worked for us?
I mean, we have solid pitching this year. Definitely like a decent amount of depth of the pitching staff. I mean, just got to throw strikes. Kids will make outs in the Middlesex League. Just make them put the ball in play. I mean, like, you're not going to find many hitters that are going to crush the ball every single time in the Middlesex League. So if you can throw strikes and locate pitches, then as long as you can get the bats going, then we'll be fine.
Okay, excellent. I always ask this question of everybody, and the irony here is I coached these guys, all three of you, for almost 2 years. Now I'm at the varsity level. But the question I'll ask, we'll start with you, Kyle, is what advice would, not just me as a coach, what advice would you give a high school coach that you think they could take to help them improve as a coach? Kyle, you go first.
I mean, something that like we've learned just from having a new coach for 3 years is like you're gonna fail more times than you're gonna succeed, and like you got to push that and make sure that kids know that like they're not gonna be perfect. Some of the best players in the MLB, they're not perfect. They still strike out more times or get out more times than they get on base. So it's just like keeping your head up and staying positive when one thing doesn't go wrong, because you still have plenty of time to change it.
Okay, Brennan, next. What's the advice you
I think the big things for coaches is knowing the situation. I think players can get behind a coach who knows what's going on, knows everything doing, and staying positive. Guys are going to fail a lot. Very discouraging game. Coaches can keep the team up. I think that would help them a lot.
Excellent. Joey?
Yeah, like these two guys said, keep the team positive, but also like hold them accountable at the same time.
Okay, anything else? You had to go last. I feel bad for your choice. Sorry. Now you get to go first, Joey. The next question is, what's one thing you've learned from Coach McManus over the last 3 years that you've played for him? All three are going to get the same question. Joey, you got to go first. What's the one thing that you've learned from Coach? What one thing you learned from Coach McManus?
The favorite thing I've learned from Coach McManus was like how, I forget the exact saying, but like hustle. I forget what the saying was.
So just paraphrase.
Something about hustling is better, is like a skill or something.
I think I got it. I think it's hustle takes 100%. No.
Zero talent.
100% skill.
Correct. Effort and attitude takes 0% talent.
Yeah.
Correct. All right, we'll go on. Yep, Joey?
I was just saying something like that.
Perfect. Brennan? What you learned? Can't be what Joey said.
I think the biggest thing I learned is the value of approach at the plate. Can't just go up there looking to hit the ball. You got to go up there thinking of what you want to hit, how you're going to hit it, what you're going to do after you hit it. And in the weight room, the value of core strength, for sure.
Okay. And Kyle?
Similar to what I said in the last question, is like that he always pushes that baseball's a game of failure, and you're going to fail more times than you're going to succeed. But it's about staying positive, and something that he is just like, he's always down to like listen to someone's opinion, see what they have to say. He's always down to take information and take opinions and then use into his own coaching philosophy.
Okay, now one of the things we had this year, we only had like 5 freshman tryouts, so I like to ask the question of, especially the athletes, the senior athletes, what can we do to help grow the program? And we'll start with you, Kyle. What can you do to help grow the program? And what would you tell the 5th grader who wants to play Wilmington High School? So how we grow the program, what would you tell the 5th grader, Kyle?
To grow in the program, I mean, it's hard. I mean, like, we lose so many kids to tech, and they always have people just on paper, they seem like they have the better program because they're winning games more and all this and going to private schools. But, I mean, Wilmington program is like you're playing for your town versus playing for a different school. Like, you just can't beat playing for your town. Just like McManus is good at this, like pushing the little league programs with the high school programs, like just combining them and trying to influence the kids. Because, like I said, there's nothing better than playing for your town versus playing for a different school.
Okay, 5th grader, if you come up to you and said, Mr. Gabaree, what should I do? What's
just
it like?
Put the work in when nobody's watching. I mean, it's not easy to put work in, especially at a young age when like all your friends are doing other things. But I mean, if you do it, then it's going to pay off in the end.
Okay, perfect. Brennan?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of work with the Little League, as you said, to get them interested in the program. Getting kids interested from the very start's important. I think the biggest thing we as players can do to bring people to the program is just keep the positive word of it. Let everyone know that playing baseball at Wilmington High School is something that's fun, something that's a very rewarding experience. And we can win games. Kids like to see teams that win. Kids want to play for teams that win.
And what advice would you give the 5th grader, the kid just starting Major Leagues, Little League?
I think the biggest thing is to not get discouraged. I know guys who, when they entered majors in Little League, they couldn't even hit the ball, and now they're better hitters than they ever thought they could be. So I think sticking with it staying positive, trusting in your abilities that they will get to that point, even if they're not there right now.
Excellent. Joey?
I forgot the question already.
Just how would you grow the program, and what would you tell a fifth grader?
Oh yeah, to grow the program, I think McManus has been doing a good job with Little League, like these two guys said. But a big part of it to me is we can have a big contribution to growing the program if we just show out on the field, keeping the games close, and then winning them. Then that will motivate the kids wanting to come up to the high school and do some like what we're doing. And
what would you tell a fifth grader?
Fifth grader, just keep at it and just have fun, especially at that age, and you'll get better over time. Just keep going at it.
Excellent. All right, now comes my favorite part of the program is we got these three guys for about 5 more minutes. These individual questions that we get to know some of the senior athletes here at Wilmington High School, and especially the baseball players. So we're going to start with you, Joey. I'm going to run down the questions. It's like rapid fire kind of thing. So just to get the question, you rapid fire answer. Kyle, you're the draw the short straw. You get to go last, so you can't really repeat a lot of stuff they said. All right, Joe, you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, fire away. Here goes. Present or former team that you learned the most from?
North Spencer.
Okay, other sports or activities you do at high school?
Nothing.
You just play baseball?
Yep.
He's 100%
Just play
baseball
ball.
dedicated. Favorite moment for your baseball career at the high school and overall?
Overall, it definitely was winning the Majors championship with the Red Sox and Jay Kelly. At the high school, it's probably that Arlington game when Joyce pitched just one pitch and it made an error.
Okay, and then favorite athlete, baseball player. Favorite baseball. Who's your favorite baseball player?
Tristan Cassis.
Okay. These are combined questions. Who has influenced you to get to your baseball career, and are there any coaches you want to credit?
Big coach I want to credit is Jay Kelly, and both my parents have influenced me a lot throughout my career.
Okay. Excellent. And then Jay Kelly was your coach, Little League, Wilmington Little League, the Red Sox, right?
Yep.
Okay. What number do you wear and why?
17, because Kyle stole 10 from me.
Why would you want 10?
I don't know, Mac Jones is number 10.
Okay. Excellent answer. Walk-up song, Joe?
Probably Jug by Fetty Wap.
Is that because your nickname's Jug or any other reason?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's a tough nickname.
Something you learned by playing baseball that you can use in the classroom?
Learned about like accountability, goal setting, and like always keeping a positive mindset, like despite some failures.
Okay, and what are you going to miss the most?
For my teammates.
And what's the future hold for Joey Gronemeyer?
Going to college.
Do you know which one yet?
UMass Dartmouth.
Okay. What are you going to study?
Undecided business.
That's exactly what I went into. So that's good. I like that. Brennan, you get to be next on the hot seat. Are we ready to roll? Here we go.
Right.
First, present or former teammate you learned the most from?
Austin Harper.
Okay. And any reason why?
Great captain last year.
Okay. Other sports or activities you do at the high school?
Played hockey for the high school.
Okay. A favorite moment of your baseball career at the high school and of your overall baseball career?
Favorite moment at the high school was my first varsity hit, sophomore year. Favorite moment in all of baseball was winning the junior league state in 2021.
Okay, you were in the studio with us.
I was.
We'll have to pull that out because I had 3 of the guys in the
Classic.
studio. Favorite baseball player?
All-time Dustin Pedroia.
Okay, influences and coaches you want to credit?
I want to thank my parents for bringing me all the games, my dad for getting me into baseball. For coaches, I want to thank Jay Kelly, great coach.
Okay, and what number do you wear and why?
I wear number 8, partially because 7 was taken. That was my old number. But I like 8. Sounds like great. It's a great number.
Excellent. Walk-up song?
Iron Man by Black Sabbath.
Okay, something you learned in athletics that you can apply to the classroom?
Be impatient but opportunistic. At the plate, you got to be patient, wait for your pitch, but then you got to jump on it.
What are you going to miss the most?
I'm going to miss talking outside the batting cage with all the guys.
Okay, and future for Brennan Walsh?
Undecided, going to go to college, either at Middlesex or Westfield State.
Okay, and Kyle, you're the last one on the hot seat. Are you ready to roll? Here we go. Present or former teammate you learned the most from?
I'm going to say either Joey Dinan or Austin Harper as well.
Okay, any reason why?
They're just both great leaders and helped with a lot.
Okay, other sports and/or activities you do at the high school?
I played basketball and football.
All right. Favorite moments, Wilmington High School and your overall baseball career?
Wilmington High School is probably going to be pitching against Reading last year. Came in and pitched almost a complete game.
And overall?
Overall, probably just playing Little League with all my friends and making those memories.
Okay, favorite baseball player?
Jaron Duran.
Okay. Influences and coaches you want to credit? Who's influence you want to credit?
So coaches, I'm probably going to stick with it. Jay Kelly, great coach in Wilmington Little League. And influences just my parents for helping me, driving me to everything, like pushing me to be the best version of myself I can.
Okay, since you want multiple numbers, what number do you want and why?
So I started off with 10 because I like the look of it, but then I forgot my jersey one game, and I pitched with 18, and I pitched pretty good, so I'm switching back to that because of my superstitions. Okay,
good. And something you learned from athletics that you can apply to the school, the classroom?
Just probably that like not everything's going to go the way you want it to, but that doesn't mean you give up and like stop trying. It just means you work harder and try and keep going.
Okay, what is Kyle Gabaree's walk-up song or pitching song, whichever?
Shallow by Lady Gaga.
Okay, and what are you going to miss the most?
Just the bond with high school sports. I mean, it's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I mean, the connections you make and all the memories you make from that is just, you can't make it do it anywhere else.
Okay, and what's the future hold for Kyle Gabaree?
I'm going to UConn to go to the business school and probably do management.
All right, and now comes the final piece of our first half of our program. Each one of you are going to get to give a shout out to anybody you want. Make sure we keep it clean. So Joey and Brennan, you're going to look straight into that camera. And Kyle, you'll look straight into this camera over here. So we're going to start with you, Joey. When I give you the go-ahead, give your shout-out to whomever you want.
All right. Shout out to my mom, dad, and Trey Young.
And who? Trey Young?
Trey Young.
The Hawks. Okay.
Yeah, he's tough.
All right. Brennan?
Shout out to my mom, my dad, my dog, and the Impractical Jokers. Guys do good work.
Okay. And Kyle?
I'm going to go with my mom, my dad, and just give me my 2025 group chat with a great background.
All right. Well, I really appreciate all you guys joining us in. We have Joey Gronemeyer, we have Brennan Walsh, and we have my good friend Kyle Gabaree over there. It's great to have you guys in the studio. Thanks for coming in. We'll be right back with our two senior captains, Connor Lovell and Ayden Balter. So stay tuned for that. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Wildcat Sports Update Baseball 2025 edition. Now in the studio, I bring in our two senior captains. We've got Connor Lovell and we've got Ayden Balter. So welcome, Connor and Ayden. I'm going to start with you, Connor. Just who you are, what position you play, what number you wear, how many years you played varsity baseball, how many years you played baseball at Wilmington High School.
Yeah, so I'm number 2. I'm one of the captains, me and Ayden. I play outfield. I bat right, throw right. I've been on the varsity team for 3 years and with the high school program for 4.
All right, Ayden.
I'm Ayden. I'm right-handed pitcher, first baseman, and I wear number 12. This is my 4th year on Wilmington High School varsity baseball.
All right, we'll go back and forth because there's only two of you. It makes it a lot easier on me. I want to first start as your roles as captains. So 2 questions. How do you see your role as a captain, Ayden, you first? And what do you see with Dennis Ingram's Captain's Council? I just want to bring up for these 2 guys, they're both 3-sport captains, so they've been here a lot. Just see if you can see something new. If you can't, we'll just replay what we had. But role as a captain, especially for baseball, and then what have you learned from the Captain's Council? Ayden, you're first.
I think a role as a captain is you just have to take in that you're a senior, and you're going off into the big world soon. So you have to lead, for example, for the younger kids who still have many more years of high school to come. So I think just every day going in there, working hard at practice is something that the coaches see and it's easy for the kids to feed off of. And I think that's been displayed in Ingram's Captain's Council by him showing us slides of motivation and other stuff that helps us want to work hard for all the other kids and not make it all about ourselves, but what we can display and put up for the table for the coaches and for our other teammates.
All right, Connor?
Yeah, he pretty much said most of it.
Oh, you got to have a new answer. Okay, how do you see your role as a captain?
Like myself?
Yeah, yourself.
I'd say I'm more of like
role?
a lead by example kind of person, like in the outfield, just show everyone the right stuff to do, and then obviously on the bench, get everyone loud, and then just try to limit the fooling around, because obviously coach doesn't like it.
Okay, and something you've taken away, you've been in Captain's Council for 3 years. What have you taken away from that? One thing you've taken away from Dennis?
All of the quotes, I really like those. To like, obviously emphasizes like being able to focus and being in the moment. I like that stuff.
Okay. One of the important roles of captains that I agree with leading and as a senior is team dinners and bus rides. And having the privilege of being on the bus rides with you guys, I actually know some of the answers with the music, but I'm going to go with you, Connor. Team dinners, what are you taking away from them, and what's the best one you've had so far?
The best part of like the team dinners is just the team bonding. We play this game called Quiplash. It's really fun. So that kept everyone engaged, all the laughs. Best one so far, we've only had, what, two?
Two. You and Gabaree.
Well, to my house, Andrew and me got a flat tire, so I spent about an hour with my dad changing that. So I'd say Kyle's house because I didn't like doing that.
Okay. And,
Thanks, Edge.
And Ayden, I'll give you the bus rides and the team. Who controls the music? How's that playing out? Do we get music both? It's for going and from the game, and favorite team dinner.
We do get music going to and from the game, and Noah Titterington runs the music, and I think he plays excellent music, and I think all the coaches love the music. Every song he's played has been accepted by everyone on the bus, and I think he should keep doing that.
Okay, I beg to differ that one, but I'll let you slide. I have a real quick question. What is Quiplash, and is it something you guys can explain? Who wants to pick it up? I'll let you, Connor. Your
Yeah. So Quiplash is this game. It's run through like Xbox. It's like this. It's a game within a game. So everyone joins it on their phone. It like prompts, and you type in a random answer, and everyone votes on which one's like the best. And obviously, you do funny ones. Trying not to piss people off too much, but it gets all the laughs.
I'm gonna have to play Quiplash with you guys at some point because it might be a lot of fun.
Your house?
No, not in my house. Okay, Connor, we'll stick with you. We're gonna run down who are the players on varsity. I think you're gonna take the outfielders.
Yeah, I'll do the outfield.
So why don't you go right now?
So myself in center, Ryan in left, Andrew in right, and then some fillers. Got say Nate Anderson, Roman Sonat. That's really it.
John Roof. And then it's Ryan Gray, Connor Lovell. Okay, so you got them all?
Yeah.
Okay. First and last name if we can. Ayden, you got the harder choice because most of our guys are infield pitchers. Why don't you go with the infield and then catcher?
So first base, I got myself, Matt Driscoll, J.R. Haggerty, Joe Gronemeyer. And moving on to second base, Nate Anderson plays some second base, Will Poyant, and Brennan Walsh. Shortstop, Julian Martins. Third base, Sean O'Brien, Noah Titterington, and Kyle Gabaree, and then Theo Bryson's our catcher.
All right, perfect. Strengths and weaknesses of the team. What would you, Ayden, we'll start with you. What do you think where are the strengths and where are our weaknesses we need to really improve?
I think some of the strengths we have is we have a good team camaraderie. We have a bunch of guys that have played together when we were younger, so I think that's helped us. We hang out a lot off the field, and that helped us on the field. I think a weakness is just experience. I mean, this is the first time for a bunch of kids on our team, especially. There's a pretty decent jump from coming from JV to varsity, especially some of our pitchers who are making the jump, but it seems like they're adjusting okay. I think as the season goes on, it'll become better and people will become more comfortable, and that'll help us because right now we're just like a little rocky patch, like seeing guys making their varsity debuts, but as the season goes on, they'll get more comfortable and it'll get better.
Kyle, wrong name. Connor, I'm going to change up a little bit. You're coming off an injury. I want to know how that rehab has gone. How's that impacted you in your senior season? And then what are our postseason possibilities? What are we striving for? So let's talk about your injury first, because I know it was very severe because we talked about basketball, and also the postseason possibilities.
Yeah, so obviously I broke my leg, so it was obviously hard, like the captain's practices during the winter, like hitting was hurting, but it's been good now. Start of the season it was a little rocky, but now it's good. And then, what'd you say, postseason?
What are our postseason aspirations?
Obviously to make the playoffs. We haven't made it in 3 years, so I think we're right in that bubble. I think we can push through and make it. So
how would you explain, I know Ayden talked about the strengths and weaknesses. How would you, the season so far, and how would you explain how it's going and how we can improve?
Yeah, so I think we've definitely been hitting the ball better than last year, so I think we keep that up. I think we should make it, no problem.
Okay, and Ayden, I'm going to go to you. How do you compare this year to last year? You've been 4 years in the program, but this year to last year, you're the senior. How do you compare this year to last year?
I think it's just a bunch of different guys filling in different roles, honestly. So it's like, I think the adjustment's going well. I mean, as we see, we have a bunch of people stepping up into their spots. So I think even though we started slow this year, started off fast last year, I think it doesn't really matter. We need to push through in the end. That's the big part. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you finish.
Okay, excellent answer. Again, I like the strengths and weakness answer, and I like the fact that you guys bring in the 3 seasons of captaincy as well and leading the program. Connor, I do know I did coach you JV. Ayden, this is the first year I'm getting to coach you in the varsity level. This is a question that I asked you guys this during basketball season as well. What advice, not me or Coach McManus, but what advice would you give to a high school coach to help them to understand how to make them a better coach at the high school level? We're going to start with you, Connor.
I'd say don't be like 100% serious. Obviously, you need to be serious, but let the kids have fun. Don't like be Mr. Fun Killer.
Okay, good. Ayden?
I think you just need, like Connor, I think you need to get a mix. I think you need to be personable to the kids. I think me personally, if I want to play hard for a coach, then I want to be able to feel like I can relate to the coach and have the same goals as the coach, same aspirations, stuff like that. So I think as a coach, you just have to be relatable to your players and make sure that they can want to work hard for you, and not that they feel like it's a force to come to practice every day, forced to play the games. But I feel like you have to connect with every single player, no matter if they're your best player, your worst player. You have to come in and just connect with everyone and make a good team camaraderie.
Okay, the next question is, what have you guys have played for Coach McManus now for 3 years in the 3rd season? What's one thing you learned from Coach McManus, Ayden?
Well, Coach, he comes from big baseball experience, played in college, and I think a lot of his background and his scouting and stuff has helped me learn. We do a lot of pitch charting and stuff like that, and I think that helps see baseball from a different perspective than just going out there and maybe throwing the ball. But if we know who we're playing against and stuff like that, and he's put a lot of work, him and Coach Jim Boyle has put a lot of work into scouting other teams, and I think that's a big thing. Looking baseball more at a strategic level, and when you can see it on paper, then you have a plan and you want to go execute that.
Excellent answer, Kyle. Connor, what's one thing you learned from Coach McManus?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Cut it.
Abs.
No, keep going.
Abs.
The ab workouts, maybe?
Yeah, the ab workouts.
All right. But what's one thing you've learned? What's one thing you've learned through the process of becoming a freshman to a senior? What's one thing you've learned that if you tell a freshman, what would you tell a freshman? It's like going from freshman sophomore junior senior. How about
say
you go that
staying
way?
mentally calm, just not. What's the word?
Throwing your helmet in the dugout.
I don't know what word I'm trying to find.
Okay, so staying calm.
Staying calm. Yeah, not losing your cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, next piece is we had only 5 freshmen try out this year, so I've asked this question almost everybody at the high school. Every sport we seem to have participation issue problems. What's something you would do to help grow the program, and what would you tell the 5th grader who wants to play baseball? Connor, we're going to start with you.
Well, I'd say obviously you connect with the youth level, make them want to stay within the school system to be able to play at the high school level, and then to make them stay at stay in the school system. The high school team has to be winning, so you need to make sure of those.
And what would you tell the 5th grader parent of the kid who comes up, comes after a little league game to a game, says, Connor, what advice are you going to give them?
I don't know.
Okay. Switching. What advice would you give a 5th grader?
I would tell them that nothing's better than representing your hometown in front of your high school, in front of people that have supported you your whole life. I think that's the biggest thing for me, especially I think I had the chance to go to private school, but I think in my mind I never would have, because nothing's better than representing Wilmington on my chest.
Okay, great. Now we get to the fun part of the program. We ask the individual questions of our 2 captains. The funny part is, if I replayed back to football for you and golf for Ayden, I might get different answers, which I hope we do. So this is a baseball-related question to start off. Connor, you get to go first. Ayden, sorry, you have to go last. And can't steal any of Connor's answers. Not that I know that you might want to, but Connor, first off, former or present teammate you learned the most from baseball?
Eric Spinney.
And what did you learn from Eric?
How to have fun during baseball.
Okay. Other sports and/or activities you're doing at the high school?
DECA, football, and basketball.
Perfect. Favorite moment from your Wilmington high school baseball career and your whole baseball career in general?
For high school, I'd say me and Spinney hopping that fence at the north, and then you getting yelled at by that guy.
Okay.
And then best moment, I'd say winning the state championship in 8th grade with Balt.
All right. People who've influenced you and former coaches you want to credit?
To my dad, biggest influence through all my life sports. And then coach, I'd say Coach McManus or Coach Jay Kelly.
Perfect. And Jay Kelly was the coach of the
He
championship
was
team,
the coach.
correct? And what number do you wear and why?
2, because my birthday is the 2nd.
Okay. Do you watch yourself on WCTV?
I do.
Yeah. What are you critical of yourself? Or are you just enjoying it? The
Just
game.
I just laugh.
You laugh.
Yeah.
Do you rewatch? Have you rewatched any of these shows and criticized yourself and some of your?
I have a couple times.
Okay. Connor Lovell's walk-up song is
Santeria by Sublime.
okay. Something you learned in athletics that you can apply to the classroom, or that you'll take further in your life.
Work ethic.
Okay.
Definitely.
What are you going to miss the most?
Team dinners.
And future for Connor Lovell.
The University of Tampa.
What are you going to be studying?
Business.
Business. All right. You're going down to Florida. When do you leave?
August 20th, I think.
Oh, so we got some more time with you then, right?
4 months.
All right. Ayden, you're next on the block. Again, same sequence of questions. Present or former teammate you learned the most from,
I'd say Patrick Stokes.
and why?
He just worked hard every day, even though he wasn't the most talented.
Okay. Other activities or other sports or activities you did at high school?
I golfed and played basketball.
All right. You DECA or Honor Society or?
I was in National Honor Society
Don't
and
forget that.
Rotary Club, kind of.
Okay, so you got to see Mr. Neville then.
Yeah.
Good. Favorite moments from your 4 years now at the high school and overall total?
When we won the Dick Scanlon tournament, I think my freshman year. And from when I was younger, we won the Majors Championship when I was 10.
And what team was that?
Orioles,
Coach?
Brian Kane.
And I think Brian still coaches now because you you upped the game for him, didn't you?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay, good old Brian Kane. Love him. Favorite baseball player?
Jaron Duran.
Okay, we won't bring up the fact who your favorite baseball player was 4 years ago, but that's okay.
No longer in the MLB.
Yes, that's true. People who've influenced you and coaches you want to credit.
I think same thing as Connor. My dad has been there. And also Brian Kane, who supports Wilmington Little League like no other because he's been there for a very long time, and I don't think he's ever going to retire.
Right. And number you wear and why?
I wear 12 because in baseball I was 1, in basketball I was 2, and someone stole my number in baseball, so I added them together.
To 12. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you watch yourself the game-wise, or are these, because you guys have been on the show on TV, on WCTV?
Sometimes, but it's kind of hard for me to watch because, I don't know, I don't like watching myself speak.
Okay. So you guys do a great job, too, both of you. I don't know what I would be embarrassed by. Walk-up song, Ayden Balter.
Teach Me How to Dougie.
And who sings that?
I have no clue.
No clue. Something you learned from in athletics that you can apply to the classroom and or the rest of your life.
I just be involved in everything. Like, just be first up there, participate in everything you can, be part of everything. I think that'll help you in the future, create connections in the classroom. Raise your hand.
All right. And what are you going to miss the most?
Probably team dinners, just going out with the team. I mean, and the wins. Like, nothing better than winning with your hometown boys.
This is true. What's the future for Ayden Balter?
I'm playing baseball and studying business at Hobart and William Smith.
Okay, now I'm going to add one final personal question to both of you because you're 3 sport captains. What is your takeaway, Connor? You first. What's your takeaway from being a captain from 3 sports? What are you most proud of with regards to being a 3 sport captain? That's. I just want to hear what you think.
Yeah, just being able to lead people in all 3 sports, try to keep them focused. Football, we're obviously weren't the most successful team, but just keeping everyone engaged the whole time.
Okay, and Ayden?
I just think it's cool from being a freshman and looking up to the captains I had and how the people around me have given me the opportunity to be looked up as and give me like a role of being a captain. I think looking back from my freshman view, it's pretty cool for me.
All right, and now comes one of the favorite parts of the program where you get to shout at anybody you want. Connor, I need you to behave yourself on this one. Sometimes you aggravate me when we do this because this is like the 3rd time. So, Connor, you're going to look straight at that camera. Ayden, you're going to look straight at this camera. Shout at anybody you want. Don't forget anybody because you forget somebody, they don't be happy with it. Here we go. Connor, you're up.
Shout out Bill Lovell, Skag, just give me my 2025, and Carlos Pedraza, Goose Eggs.
Okay, and Ayden?
So shout out my parents, my sister, Brian Kane, and Andrew Almeida, who couldn't make it.
Because he's in the Galactus Islands. All right, it's great to have you guys in. Like I said, they're 3 sport captains. I've known both of them for a long time, and I really appreciate what they bring to the Wilmington High School programs as well. I know they can drive me crazy at times, especially Mr. Lovell, but it's great to have them in. So again, I've got Connor Lovell right here to my right, across the street, across the way from me, Ayden Balter, Wilmington High School baseball captains from 2025. And for Wildcat Sports Update, I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.